thank you. Thank you very much. I'm grateful for you, Deputy Secretary Wallace, and your depth of knowledge and your drive and determination to make sure that North Carolina has the best workforce, not only in the country, but in the world. You know what? For years, you guys have been the best kept secret in North Carolina. No more. No more. You are front and center because of the important work that you do. Getting a job, a good paying job, helps a family grow and stay strong, pushes our economy, and it is the key to our prosperity in the future. I know what you do. I've been impressed. Now we've got to put it front and center and make sure everybody understands what you do. I want to thank the NCWorks partners, the North Carolina Department of Commerce, and we've got a lot of people from Commerce here today. Our NCWorks Commission members and staff. Can you guys stand up, the NCWorks Commission members and staff here at the front? Thank you guys for the good work that you guys are doing. Our workforce development boards across the state, the NCWorks Career Centers, our community colleges, and our public schools. Thank you for the work that you do, and thank you for the work that you're doing through these organizations. Now, we're working to recover from the greatest natural disaster that this state has ever faced. This storm caused more damage, Hurricane Florence caused more damage than Hurricane Floyd and Matthew combined. We know how bad those storms were. The assessment that I unveiled today says that this storm caused almost $13 billion in damages to the state of North Carolina. Lives have been torn apart. I've talked to survivor after survivor. I've talked to first responder after first responder, volunteer after volunteer. Some people who had very little to start with now have nothing. One of the things that I know about North Carolinians, we have determination, we have faith, and we have an unshakable will to succeed. Even with more wind and rain coming from Hurricane Michael, I believe that this sense of commitment and dedication to one another will get us through. I talked to a woman, a senior, who lived in an apartment, who had 15 minutes warning to get out. Her family lived far away. She didn't have much contact with them. A brave Wilmington firefighter got her out as water was rushing in under her door, and she grabbed a few things. And as I talked to her in that shelter, those things she had in her hand were all that she had left materially to her name. And you know what she said to me? I thank God I'm alive. I'm thankful for this shelter, and I'm thankful for the volunteers who are here helping me. I'm thinking to myself, wow, that puts my old Presbyterian philosophy to the test, because you got to find something good out of something bad, and she did. She deserves our help. I've talked to first responders, to 911 operators, to volunteers handing out hot meals, who themselves had flooded homes and families to worry about. But they knew that they had to pitch in and help their community. They stepped up and did their job. Today I released a proposed budget to help us get through Hurricane Florence. The state of North Carolina needs to step up and do its job and respond to this storm. Right now, we've got hundreds of North Carolinians still in shelters. We've got students and educators out of class. Many people who are unsure when they will be able to get back to work and whether there will be a job to go back to. Disasters don't just destroy property, they destroy people's livelihoods. And while people are working to pick up the pieces, they're also working to regain a sense of routine and a sense of purpose in their lives. And we need to help our communities rebuild not only in a stronger way, but in a smarter way, so that we can prevent some of the damage of future floods. We know what's here, folks, with climate change and with more severe weather coming. We have to be ready for it. And we want our survivors to get back to school, to work, and to their life. Workforce development has been a key component of my drive to make North Carolinians have more money in their pockets, be better educated, and to be healthier. And it's going to play an instrumental role in a smarter, stronger recovery from Hurricane Florence. I know that many people in this room have been personally impacted by the storm because I talked to some of you beforehand. And many of our NCWorks career centers and other facilities have been damaged. You've worked hard to open those career centers and get them back up and running, and you're helping people in need of assistance. You've helped to secure funding to support temporary recovery jobs that can put people in 28 disaster-affected counties back to work, just as you did after Hurricane Matthew and other disasters. And I know many of us brought supplies to this conference so that we can help our neighbors in need. We've all got to keep working together in this way. We've got to bring in local, state, federal government, our faith-based groups, our volunteers, and our businesses, and neighbor helping neighbor to recover. Helping North Carolina to become job ready is critical for our people and our community. I go and recruit businesses across the world for North Carolina. The first thing they want to know is, do you have the people who can perform the jobs that I create? Do you have the well-trained workforce? That is the driving factor in decisions about whether companies move here, whether companies expand here, whether companies stay here. Workforce has to be our strong priority. In a recent survey, half of our state's employers said that they're having trouble filling at least one open position. So to recruit and retain the great opportunities, we need to invest in the kind of workforce that will help our economy succeed for the years and decades to come. Now, it's been said earlier, collaboration is the key. Some of the most creative, successful workforce development solutions I've seen since taking office have been achieved when state, local, nonprofit, business, and community partners work together. In the western part of the state, employers in the furniture industry realize they need more skilled workers. As many of their employees begin to retire, they partnered with Catawba Valley Community College and the Workforce Development Board and other stakeholders to create the Furniture Academy that provides low-cost training. Workers from those businesses come and teach at night, and now they are creating workers for high-demand furniture manufacturing careers. And that academy eventually achieved a 100% job placement rate for their graduates. Here in the Triad, partners including schools and nonprofits came together for the Eastern Triad Workforce Initiative to support pilot apprenticeships programs in targeted industries. And east of here in Johnston County, Secretary Tony Copeland, Secretary of the Department of Commerce, recently cut the ribbon on the new Johnston Workforce Development Center, which stems from a partnership among the local community college, biopharmaceutical manufacturers, and local governments. This is happening across our state. But these partnerships shouldn't just be celebrated, they should be replicated. That's why I'm proud to announce that my NCWorks Commission has established a new grant program to help design, expand, and implement workforce solutions. The new NCWorks Local Innovation Fund will help local communities pilot innovative programs or replicate successful initiatives, sometimes bending them to what that locality needs the most. The fund has been established with a $2 million federal funding grant over a 2-year period, and we hope to add more in the future if this works, which I think it will. The fund will target projects that, number one, address underserved communities or populations disconnected from the education and workforce systems. Number two, bring together diverse community organizations. Number three, increase educational attainment. And number four, develop talent pipelines for good-paying jobs that are in demand right now. There are already so many creative, successful workforce development ideas in our communities. They just need support to flourish. The NCWorks Local Innovation Fund will encourage creativity and help communities get the results that they want. I know that Napoleon mentioned it earlier, but many of you know that I announced another collaborative effort in workforce development last year, Finish Line grants. Far too many students in higher education have been hit by unexpected expenses like medical bills, car repairs, or child care that derail their education and put their careers on hold. These students need to finish their education to enter good-paying careers because employers need these skilled, trained applicants to fill open positions. That's why my administration has partnered with local community colleges and local workforce development boards, many of those who are here in this room, to offer Finish Line grants, which help cover these unexpected financial challenges to keep students on track. Since the program was announced, more than $1.5 million Finish Line grants awarded to students at 30 North Carolina community colleges. When I first brought this up and looked at the audience, I saw so many heads nodding. You don't need to be a car repair away from dropping out of school. And so many people living on the edge are. We had one student at Wake Tech who almost had to drop out after being able to pay for a car repair, but did not with Finish Line grants. A student at Southwestern Community College who nearly left the program because they couldn't afford housing got a Finish Line grant. A car repair shouldn't determine your future, and thanks to this collaborative effort, students are getting the help that they need. And think about what has just happened to our state. In the wake of Hurricane Florence, we expect to see even more students face unexpected financial emergencies. The Finish Line grant program can get them help so the storm doesn't put an end to their education and doesn't put their careers on hold. Whether it's recovering from an unprecedented storm or growing the kind of workforce that can keep our economy strong in the future, our state does face serious challenges. But as we have seen time and again, these challenges can be met and overcome when we work together. This conference is a real opportunity for all of you. I want you to use this opportunity to build relationships with each other, to share ideas and exchange information. You know, one of the greatest, sincerest forms of flattery is for somebody to imitate what you're doing. So tell people about it. and hope that that program sprouts up all across the state. The person sitting next to you today can help you solve a problem tomorrow. And together we can make North Carolina job ready. I am so excited about the days ahead. I want to make sure that North Carolina is a place where people are better educated, where they're healthier, where they have more money in their pockets, and they have the opportunities to live a more abundant and purposeful life. And to do that, we need to be job ready. So I'm going to read to you the proclamation that I signed declaring October 2018 Workforce Development Professionals Month in North Carolina, honoring you. Whereas North Carolina's economic future and ability to compete in a global market depend on the availability of a qualified, skilled workforce. And whereas our state and nation face an ever-changing marketplace that demands highly trained and committed professionals at all levels who understand the needs of our complex economy. And whereas the strength of the North Carolina workforce is one of the most important factors affecting the decisions of businesses to locate or expand in our state. And whereas workforce development professionals help North Carolinians obtain good jobs and become successful, productive workers, and help North Carolina businesses find new employees, train the employees they have, and develop strong talent pipelines. And whereas workforce development professionals help to connect job seekers, employees, and employers to important information, resources, and services. And whereas the NC Job Ready initiative invests in workforce development and job training to help North Carolinians get good-paying jobs to support themselves and their families. And whereas in a time of low unemployment, it is critical to promote skills and education attainment so North Carolinians are ready for the jobs of today and tomorrow, to support employer leadership, to remain relevant to evolving industry needs, and to advance local innovation to the statewide level. And whereas workforce development professionals serve within NCWorks, North Carolina's workforce development system, as well as within the North Carolina Department of Commerce, state government, local workforce development boards, community colleges, public schools, and other organizations. And whereas the expertise and leadership of workforce development professionals strengthen our economy, our education, and our efficiency. Now, therefore, I, Roy Cooper, Governor of the state of North Carolina, do hereby proclaim October 2018 as Workforce Development Professionals Month in North Carolina and commend its observance to all citizens. I am so proud of you. I look forward to working with you many years ahead. I look forward to better paying jobs and more money in people's pockets because of your hard work. Have a great conference. Thank you for giving me the honor of addressing you on the first day. I appreciate it. Thank you.